Okay, here's some of the stuff I use when I make a silencer for an airsoft gun. 1.25" schedule 40 PVC, 1" schedule 40 PVC, and 1/2" same thing, schedule 40 PVC. This is a barrel extension from a Echo 1 Scar that I cut the threads off because I didn't want that. It's still threaded one end, so once I build this into the silencer, the whole thing will thread right off, and then I can throw the flash hider on it for driving. These right here are 3/4" PVC plugs that with a Dremel or a router, or not a router, with a Dremel or a knife or whatever you got, just skim the insides of these and open them up a little bit, the 1" pipe, and then you take the 3/4" pipe plugs, which are supposed to be on the outside of 3/4" pipe, and you're going to pound those into this with a mallet. And once you do that, you're going to cut these tops off, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, after you pound those plugs in, I cut the ends off, right? And this one is unreamed, but this one is reamed, and I reamed it with my Dremel right there, with that bit on it, sandpaper. Basically what I did is I make it just big enough so that the 1/2" pipe will slide in there nice. And what I do is I make the 1/2" pipe about 1/4" long on this side. So when it's flush with this side, once I push it through and secure it, ream it out, it'll have that little tiny extra something like this that you see on this silencer. I leave it about 1/4" sticking out of there. And I'll show you what happens next. Okay, so here it is. 1/2" pipes installed, glued on both ends. I usually slide it from one end. Right when I get it into position on this side, it's about 3/4 inch back inside there. I load it up with some glue, and then same thing on this side. Then I slide it home, give it a tap with a mallet so it's flush on this side. You can always clean it up with a grinder or a Dremel, whatever you want, but I like to leave it sticking out like that far. Now what's going to happen is this is going to slide inside of this right here. 1" fits inside 1.25". Nice. All you got to do is glue it in. Now this isn't really a silencer. It's more of a barrel extension. Silencer, you'd have to fill it with foam. And on an electric airsoft gun, 90% of the noise comes from the gearbox, not the end of the barrel. So you can change the tone of it a little bit by using. I have one that I built, but it really doesn't silence it. You know, not much sound comes out of the end of the barrel on an electric airsoft gun. So you see, I left a gap in there. What I do is I take an 1.25" fender washer with a 1/2" hole or a 3/8 hole in the center, probably a 1/2" one I think I have, and I'll hot glue that inside there. And then what I'll do is once I'm done with that, the end of this will get ground down flush with the washer, and this will get curved over so it has a nice finish to it. And it won't look, you won't be able to tell it's PVC by looking at it. You'll see it. As you can see, this is glued in. I left my little gap right there so I can press a washer in, hot glue it inside. I don't know how well you can see that. There it is, right there. It works very well as a barrel extension. This piece is secured in, and that actually has threads in it, so that's going to be nice. It'll slide on. I mean, it'll thread on nice. It's a 14mm counterclockwise thread for the Echo Scar. So that's glued in. I'm going to smooth these out. I'm going to sand it down, and I'm going to paint it after I put that washer in and hot glue it. And you'll see the finished product. Should be pretty cool. Alright, now I got it rough cut, basically burnt down to what I want to do before I sand it. I got the washer installed in the end. I gave it a trial fit, and it fits perfect on the gun. And the barrel is about 1" back from the end of this. It's going on an Echo Scar with an M16 barrel and it's 509 millimeters long versus the 330 millimeters that came stock in the Echo 1 Scar. So it's nice and tight, fits beautiful, good threads. I'm going to polish it up before I paint it. I'm going to use emery cloth right here. It's dirt cheap. You get a lot of it. I just grab it, take a piece, wrap it on my hand, twist, 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 go up and down, clean it up, and then I'll hit it with some fine paper. It doesn't really matter what grit because you're going to paint over it anyway and you'll get a smooth coat. Well, here it is. All sanded down nice. And ready for paint. Smooth as glass. That emery cloth paper I had right here said says 180 on it. It's almost like a, feels like a screen. It's kind of rough. It's not that smooth. And I like to sand this stuff down until all the words in the PVC are gone. If you do that, you start with a nice, you're getting it down below the level of any bangs or dents it might have got at the factory. This is actually 2000 grit paper, sandpaper, very fine. You can use 800 or higher, probably 800 or higher will give you a nice smooth finish on there. And time for paint. We'll put it on the gun. Okay, here it is, all done, 100%. I use Rust-Oleum, flat black camouflage stuff they have. Gives it that nice sheen to it, but it's not shiny or reflective. It's gonna get a camo paint job anyway. It's solid, nice. It was pretty easy to make.